Hello all and welcome back. So in the last video of the astronomical distances series, we discussed about the introduction to astronomical distances, the units which are used to measure the distances to celestial bodies, and after that we also discussed a little bit about the methods which are used to calculate these distances. Now, from this video onwards, we will talk about all the methods which I mentioned in the last video one by one. So first we'll start with the parallax method. Now before getting into details of the method, let's discuss a little bit about, let's do a simple activity. Now look at out of your window and look at a nearby building or a tree or a house or something like that, something similar to that. Now point, stretch your hand pointing towards that whatever object you're observing, whatever object you're looking at. So stretch your hand out towards the object and extend the thumb pointing upwards. Now close one eye and with the other eye look at the thumb. Do the same with the other eye. So close the eye which was open during the last observation and open the eye which was closed during the last observation and look at the thumb again. So note down the both of the observations and then look at this image, these two images. So did your observations look like this? So did the background object look like it's moving with respect to the thumb? So that movement, that apparent movement is called as a parallax. So it's not moving in reality, it just looks to us that it's moving, but in reality it's not. This happens because the angles from which you are looking at, that you can get your thumb, is changing, and because of that it looks like the background object is moving. So that's called as the parallax. Now, the same principle is used to calculate the distance using the parallax method. So, how does the method work? So, now this is the Earth where the observer is located. So, let's say at this position we looked at a star, this yellow star, and all these white stars are the fixed background stars. So, let's say we looked at a star, this yellow star, and noted down the position of the star with respect to the background stars. And after 6 months, when we were over here, we did the same once again, and we once again noted down the position of the star. So in both the images, you'll find that the background white stars are at the same place where they were the last time, but the red star has moved, the yellow star has moved. So in this image it was over here, which will be somewhere over here in this image, but then it's over here, it's not where it should be. So this movement, this apparent movement, one can use that to calculate the distance to the star. So this apparent movement, as I said, is called the parallax. And now if this parallax is high, that means if the star is close by, that time this movement will be huge. The parallax will be huge. But if the star is far away, that time this movement will not be, it will be very small. And the parallax angle also will be small. Now, given that this baseline over here, the baseline is the distance between the two observations. The baseline is constant during both of the observations of the nearby star and faraway star. So that means lesser the shift, lesser the apparent shift, the farther the object, and vice versa. So now let's look into a little bit of geometry. So here, if you look at the image, here it is the Earth, here the sun is here, and at this position the star which we are observing is here. So if we join all these three objects, we find that it makes an right angle triangle. And now from the two observations from over here and over here, we get this full angle, and half of the angle will be the parallax angle or the parallax for short. Now this distance from sun to this star is the distance d, while this distance is the baseline capital D, which is 1 astronomical units. So now as this is the right angle triangle, we can use the tan formula and find that tan of P is equal to the capital D 1 AU upon the small d. So 1 upon d AU. Now the point is this parallax angle is usually very small in arc seconds. So 1 arc second is 60 into 60th part of a degree. So it's that small. So we can just neglect the tan, as tan of that P will be equal to P, will be nearly equal to P. So we can just neglect tan and put P as 1 upon D astronomical units. And from that we find that D is equal to 1 upon P. So this is how one can calculate the distance to a star if we know the parallax angle using the parallax method. So now in the last video I said that the parallax method is used to calculate distances to nearby stars. If the star is far away, then this method does not work. So the reason behind this is that uh, there is a limit to the observations. So the instruments which we use to observe the parallax angle, they cannot measure the parallax angle below a fraction of an arc second. So if the object is far away, then that time the parallax angle will be very small, and it cannot be measured using the instruments, and because of that one cannot calculate the distance, and that's why one has to use some other method to calculate the distance. Now in the last video I also mentioned a unit, parsec, but I didn't define it. So now it is time to define the parsec. So parsec is the short form for parallax second. So what does parallax second means? It means the distance to the body if the parallax angle of that body is 1 arc seconds. So this angle this angle over here is 1 arc seconds. That means the apparent angular shift between two observations uh, after a period of 6 months, one over here and one over here, is about two arc seconds. So if that's the case, then we'll get the parallax angle as 1 arc seconds, and then the distance to that body is a parsec. So if we put the value 1 arc seconds in the formula to distance over here, we find that 1 pc 1 parsec is equal to 1 upon 1 arc second. So 1 arc second, if we convert into radians, is equal to pi upon 180 into 60 into 60. So if we substitute the value over here, we find that 1 parsec is equal to 206,264.8 astronomical units. So which is 206,264.8 astronomical units, which is also equal to 3.26 light years. So you all know what does these two unit means. AU means an astronomical unit, while LY means light year. So that is how the parsec is defined. So I will stop here, and in the next video we'll talk about the HR diagram method to calculate the distance to the star. But before that, we will also have to discuss about the HR diagram. So I will do both in the next video. Stay tuned. Thank you.